Hello and welcome back to this first chapter of development. Hope you all are well, children. We started this chapter in first session and we studied about meaning of development, different people, different goals regarding development. Then we discussed about some example as how different people are having different types of goals of development. Then we saw national development and various component of national development. After that, we came to know about how to compare different countries with the help of different measuring rod of development. In that, we saw national income, average income, per capita income, etc. After that, we saw the report of World Development Bank and situation of our country as per the report given by World Development Bank. Then after, we came to know about how per capita income is having a kind of limitation while measuring between two countries because of its average tendencies. Then after, the last topic of previous session was that how and income and human development are correlated and whether income is all in all for human development or other factors are also important for that human development. In that, we studied about life expectancy and condition of life expectancy in India compared to other nations. Now, today we will start second session of this chapter with the help of comparison of India with its neighboring and one development on the basis of income and other criteria. So, children, we will see about what is the position of our country as per the matter of human development index is concerned. Before I tell you about the position of our country as per human development index is concerned, let me tell you in brief about what is human development index. So children, human development index is a kind of measurement which measures not only about the distribution of income, but apart from this distribution of income also, it takes care about the level of education, level of enrollment of children in the schools, then after child care situation in the area. With that, law and order situation and many other things are also taken into consideration while giving position to any country in HDI. So in this, we are at 126th rank all over the world. When we talk about, we are on 126th rank, means we are not very much good as per human development index is concerned. Even our neighboring country, which is very small country, Sri Lanka, is having good position than us. Sri Lanka, you see, they are ahead than us in life expectancy. Even in literacy also, they are having 91% of literacy, and their gross enrollment means their level of education is also good in comparison of our nation. So we are having lots of work to be done in this area, especially in human development index, because earlier I informed you that money is not all in all for a country to be listed in the prosperous nation. Apart from money also, many other things are also very important in this regard. Now we'll see about some measuring rod of development, how the development can be measured. In this way, several types of instruments are discovered by prominent economists under different kind of heads. We can discuss about it. Among that, few are given here. So first one is gross national product. What is gross national product? It measures of the total value of the officially recorded goods and services produced by the citizen and corporations of a country in a given year. So, goods and services. Since it is national product, so whatever is earned by our resident outside and whatever is earned by foreigner inside the nation, the difference of that also will be added in it, and then we get the value of gross national product. Once again, total value of goods and services created by our country citizen plus what our resident are earning outside the nation and what the foreigner are earning inside the nation, different of that, if we add it to the previous value, then we can get the value of gross national product. If we supposed to calculate net national product from gross, we have to less the depreciation from that value, then we can get net national product. The second one is gross domestic product. As it is clear by the name of that aggregate, it measures only the things which are produced inside the nation, domestic. So measures of the total value of the officially recorded goods and services produced by citizen and corporations of a country in a given year is called gross domestic product, GDP. Nowadays you might be listening many times that GDP is not good, GDP is going down, or condition of GDP is not good, etc. So this is that GDP only, and this is also a kind of measurement of prosperity. The country which have more demand of goods and services, easily we can consider that the economy of that country is in prosperous situation. And the country where GDP is less, we can say that the citizen of that nation are not having good demand of goods and services, means they are passing their time under miserable condition. Next one we will see in terms of gross national income, that is measures of the monetary worth of what is produced within a country plus income received from investment outside the country. Most common measurement used today, gross national income, means what we are earning, what our countrymen are earning inside the nation by producing the things in terms of factor income, and what net factor income from abroad we are earning. If we add both of that, we can calculate the value of gross national income. So these are the three aggregates with the help of we can measure development, children. Now very important topic of this chapter is sustainable development. Let me tell you what is the difference between development and sustainable development. As I told you in the beginning of this chapter, that if something grows, if something going in terms of positive improvement around us in normal sense, we can tell it a kind of development. But if that same time this development is taking place without harming the needs of our next coming generation, or with sustaining the resources for future generation also, this is called sustainable development. It is very important in present scenario, because the country which focus for sustainable development will be able to conserve natural resources for long time. So according to Robert Repetto, what he has said about sustainable development. So sustainable development is a development strategy that manages all natural resources and human resources as well as financial and physical assets for increasing long-term wealth and well-being. Means using of resources in such a way so that they can be available for our future generation also, or in other words, when we talk about children, using the resources in such a way so that they can be available for future generation also. So they should be used in a very judicious way. For example, we are having lot of resources in terms of non-renewable resources. They will be exhausted with the passage of time, so they need to be used in a very cautious way so that our next coming generation also can utilize it. So this is the concept of sustainable development. Now we'll see about objective or features of sustainable development. What are the features and objective of it? So the first one is given here: sustained rise in the real per capita income and quality of life. Means resources, by not taking care of future, if we are using blindly now only and we are increasing the level of lifestyle, it would not be considered as a real development, because in order to get immediate benefit of it, we did not take care about the sustainability and we exhausted the resources. So definitely in future there will be something in terms of downfall, because we may not be having those resources for future uses. Then it comes reduction in pollution. If we are using resources within a limit, then population also will be pollution also will be minimized, and with that we can keep our planet clean and green also. Then rational use of natural resources. It emphasizes that we need not to use any resources for any selfish purposes, especially for present purposes. As the nature has gifted us for us, in the same way our coming generation also are having same type of ownership over those resources. So while using it for our only, we are just doing injustice for the next coming generation. Then the last one is to fulfill the requirement of future generation. Therefore, that we are talking from beginning only. Sustainable development main objective is to conserve the resources for our next coming generation also, so that they also can utilize that resource. With that, we have ended this chapter. Hope you might have enjoyed this chapter. Have a good day. Goodbye.